You want your glamping operation to be different this year, or maybe you're just starting off, but you want the financial freedom and the wonderful fulfillment in welcoming people to your property. But summer is going to be here before we know it. And in this video, I'm going to pace out the next 8 weeks so that by June 3rd, you're ready. Hey Glampers, I'm Chris Jube, the Glamping Guy, and this week I launched my 8 Weeks to Launch class, a course specifically designed to get you ready for a summer of glamping. I've got my gig going on here in Monument, Colorado, and it's a good gig at that, and you have your gig going on wherever, or you have an aspiration to get that property and get your gig going. Wherever you are on your journey, I bet this video will help you get established as a glamping host on your private property. This video is releasing April 16th, but my first video of my 8 Weeks to Launch course released yesterday, and it pretty much recaps what I've shared with you very publicly. I started glamping by accident by setting up my tent in the backyard after a remodel, and my wife and I moved outdoors, loved it, threw it up on Airbnb when we were finished with the remodel, and we booked out the rest of the summer. Here I am 5 years later. I've got 2 properties, 12 units, 32 in review at the moment, and a 3rd and 4th property in the works. Sounds romantic and dreamy, don't it? Well, it ain't. It's got a lot of obstacles in the way, and me as Glamping Guy tries to remove those obstacles and make it easy and fun, free and fulfilling. That's the reality of a glamping entrepreneur. We have yellow jackets, we have neighborhood uprisings, we have finances we have to overcome. And that's all with doing the business and hosting people on our property and showing them a good time and giving them the best experience of their lives. But that's the reality, my friend, and heck, that's the reality of any industry disruptor. We are the ones who are coming up with the innovative idea of glamping. We are disrupting the boring old industry of outdoor hospitality and making it more awesome. But you know what? My students are taking that first step and they're forming their story of glamping. Every story has conflict, but we as glamping developers resolve those conflicts. And we do that early before the summer hits, which is only 7 more weeks away. Week 2 is called About Glamping. We actually take a step back so that we can take a few steps forward. We study the antiquity of a glamping business, where it came from, why is it the sexiest asset class in real estate, and why isn't everyone doing this? Glamping is young enough so that you, just like me, can be officially an industry leader. Seriously, you can. You can be an entrepreneur of entrepreneurs. You are on the cutting edge of a very young market called glamping. Week 3 is called Positioning. Everyone in the class is likely somewhere in the world of glamping. It's kind of like a hierarchy. Now, you may be new to Glamping Guy and who I am, but this is actually the second time I'm teaching this course this year. My first class was taught in January and February, and I had 10 students from all over the country, from Idaho, Washington, Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida. Yeah, that's 8. But all of them were in different positions in the glamping market. 2 didn't even have land yet. They just wanted to get the know-how so that they can make the biggest financial decision of their lives wisely and buy the right property. 4 of the students actually had some sort of short-term rentals going on, but they didn't really know how to break into glamping. And the last 4 were somewhere in between, where they had property, they had vision, they had the opportunity. They just didn't know how to really get into it and start their first glamping or short-term rental opportunity. I have 2 of them give their testimonies on my website at glampingguy.com. I encourage you to watch them. Tom, he launched his first RV during class. It was everyone's excitement to encourage him. And in his review, he pans out and shows his first safari tent. He's rocking and rolling in Ohio, and I'm very proud of that student. Ron in Florida gave his testimony with the backdrop of his beautiful Florida oaks. He's got plans for tree houses and another ADU. Can't wait to see what Ron's got going on there in Florida. Point is that wherever you are in your glamping journey, it's nice to know where you are in that glamping journey, and that's that week of videos, is the positioning of where you are so that you can take the next steps in your development. Week 4 is where most people start, and that's structures. I share with you my favorite structures that I have experience in, and I go into other popular structures that are out there in the glamping market, as well as some things that others in the glamping market may not have thought of, but could be glamping. And by the way, these images I show you that serve as backdrops on my thumbnails, those are my structures. They're mine. I've built them or my family has built them. You see, glamping can be done by savvy people who are savvy in business and have contractors do it for them, or they can buy their units themselves. But if you're handy and you have your hand in construction already, start glamping. You should be doing this. You can have something up and running in no time, even by June 3rd, so let's keep rolling. Week 5 is Properties Part 1, because that's where we ultimately can be shut down if we don't play our cards right. The elephant in the room is the reality that properties do need to be permitted for glamping. If it ain't, you can't glamp. But glamping, as development goes, is as gray as the elephant. It's a gray area in the short-term rental market. I have found virtually any property has some sort of permit, special use, variance that they can apply for to get properly permitted and launch a wonderful operation. And week 6 digs even deeper into the idea of properties with Properties Part 2. We talk about financing and developing, really affording this development we call glamping. Week 7 brings it all together with a very punctual Business of Glamping video. This is where I walk through my extremely detailed business plan I have for Monument Glamping. I don't flaunt it much, but I have a Master's of Business Administration, and I have launched other successful businesses throughout my years of classroom teaching. I'm one of those teachers who takes advantages of the holidays and summers. Week 7 walks you through the important features of your business plan and gives you the elements you need to bring your business together. And you know what? This week leads to funding. Because in America, we have this beautiful thing called SBA. I share you the secrets in week 7. I tell you, this week not only gets your plans in place, it opens the door to capital that you probably don't even realize you have. Week 8 is graduation or launch. We wrap up loose ends and we get this glamping operation rolling. Week 8 this time around ends on June 3rd, just in time for the summer rush. And we even have a little graduation ceremony in our concluding time together. I haven't even mentioned our Thursday night group coaching. That's what I call it, group coaching. And every week we meet on Thursday nights and we work together. We get to know one another. We encourage one another. Because you know what? There is a resistance to anything new and exciting. And glamping is included. But my 8 weeks to launch students conquer that resistance and overcome it. We're glamping ninjas by the end of the 8 weeks, and we're ready to dominate the glamping industry. So I hope you join me for my 8 weeks to launch class. Registration is remaining open till April 22nd, the day week 2 video drops. Much like a college course, once week 2 starts, we shut the doors, nobody gets in. So now's your chance. Go to glampingguy.com, my friend, and get registered for 8 weeks to launch. Ooh, and by the way, just like we shut the doors to any new students, we also offer a money-back guarantee. So that if after week 1 you feel like this wasn't a good move for you, I'll give you your money back, no questions asked. But I think we're going to be pressing on because June 3rd is going to be here before we know it, and you are going to be ready with your glamping operation with the help of 8 weeks to launch. So go to glampingguy.com and get on track for your glamping dreams today.